Oh, this is good.
Now that's a fucking movie. We haven't really talked much about format, right? Like,
Yes.
should we just introduce ourselves and go right into it?
Well, let's start with welcome to the first episode of Now That's a Fucking Movie. I'm Sean Moxley.
And I'm Ben Schubert, and we're here to talk about some fucking movies.
Yeah. The format we're kind of figuring out right now, but basically we're going to pick crazy movies to watch and then talk about them.
Yeah, I think.
And I think this is the first ever movie podcast. I think we're breaking new ground here.
Never been done.
It's never been done. I mean, it's crazy that it's never been done.
I also don't think that if there was a movie podcast, I feel like when they introduce it, they've never said that this was the first time there's been a movie podcast.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Never.
Fuck you, Ben.
I feel like I've seen so many podcasts that introduce themselves this way, where they're like,
yeah,
"It's never been done."
Of course,
breaking new ground.
Wow, we're just fucking incepting cliches here.
That's what we're here for. Loving the cliches. Hand them out to all.
How deep can we go?
Yeah. Hold on. Actually, give me 1 second.
Okay.
I'm just gonna pull something up.
This second brought to you by Bling Blob's Jim Jams. Not like the everyday Jim Jams.
I'm typing out Rock and Roll Nightmare to search for Rock and Roll Nightmare, and as you would guess,
so I had to search. I was trying to watch the movie on my PlayStation and had to write out Rock and Roll Nightmare with my control, every word or not word, the other thing. Letters.
Yeah, but what most people wouldn't realize is that the word "and" doesn't appear in that title. It's apostrophe and apostrophe.
Oh, of course. That's so obvious.
Let's not waste our letters on an "and."
No.
When we can have two apostrophes in the same space.
Yeah. Oh, so I guess we dropped the...
Yeah, we haven't introduced it.
Yeah, okay,
Here,
so
let's go back a minute and introduce this movie.
Yeah, okay,
Sean,
right.
You can just edit this if you want or not. It's up to you. But today we're going to be talking about one of my favorite films. I have loved this movie for about 20 years. And in fact, I think that I remember watching this movie as a kid on Super Channel. And that movie is Rock and Roll Nightmare.
Amazing.
Love this movie. It is probably one of the top 10 worst Canadian movies ever made. And it is number one in my heart because it is a beautiful train wreck of 80s glory. That's
awesome. I think Ben has for years tried to convince me to watch this movie and I never have. So this will be from fresh eyes. I think he maybe showed me some clips, but this is mostly fresh eyes.
I've watched this movie hundreds of times.
Yeah, it's
I'm just going to tell the story of how I became acquainted to it as an adult.
Perfect.
Which
yes,
let's for a birthday. So me and a friend used to work at a video store called Just Viewed Video. And for my birthday one year, my friend found the VHS copy of this. And I think he just saw it and was like, this is a dumb movie. I'm just going to give it to Ben because I know he likes dumb movies. And so he gave it to me and I watched it. And, the first bit of watching it, I was like, this is a dumb movie. But when it gets to the climax, it just changes everything. And it just becomes a whole different movie, and you just have to watch it over and over again.
I feel this is probably a common thread for these kind of weird hidden gems. Is first you're like, this is trash, and then by the end you're like, oh, this is good. Now that's a fucking movie. Yeah. Exactly, like the title of the podcast.
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah.
So we haven't actually talked about how we're going to do this show, but should we send people off to watch it, or
So yeah, this is the plan. We'll do a little intro probably at the end of the episode, but because we haven't done an episode, this is at the start this time. And then we'll take a break, send everyone off to watch the movie, and then we'll come back and discuss it. Okay, I have a gigantic surprise for you, Ben.
Okay, I'm excited.
On the line, I have our first guest ever, and it's a doozy.
It better be John Micklethor.
No, way better.
What?
Mr. Universe himself, Arnold Schwarzenegger, is here, and he's gonna watch the movie with us. Hey guys, I'm so excited to watch this movie with you guys. Hi, Ben and Sean. Oh boy.
Oh man, so good to see you, Mr. Schwarzenegger.
Good to see you guys. It's really great to be here.
I don't know why I'm not, like, I shouldn't have been surprised. Like, you're always in our lives. But I'm surprised to see you. It's great.
We are good friends,
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's just my pleasure to be here for your first podcast.
Good. Well, I hope you enjoy the movie. This is
we're gonna watch it and then we can talk about it. It's gonna be a fucking blast. Oh, great! Wow.
Yeah, get that mic back from him. He likes to hug it.
Holy shit! Oh, I was there the whole time. I was just starstruck. I just couldn't. I couldn't. I don't know. I'm lost for words.
Yeah. Okay.
Wow. See, he's huge get. Hey.
Yeah. That's a big deal.
This is a big deal.
God, it's like, yeah. To have him around on our very first podcast is amazing.
Yeah, he can talk all about what is it, John Michael Thor? What is that name?
Yeah, John Micklethor.
John Micklethor. He can talk about John Micklethor's muscles. Mm-hmm. He'll rate his biceps.
They were both bodybuilders during the same
exactly.
period.
That's why I got Schwarzenegger.
Yeah.
To it was very, very appropriate.
Yeah.
I was thinking of a fun, maybe little thing we can do. Do you have any ideas for like a drinking game for this movie? Like every time something so-and-so happens, take a drink.
Oh my God. I feel like anytime someone touches their hair, take a drink.
Ooh, that sounds like a good option.
Anytime a monster is spying on someone or a demon is spying on someone, take a drink.
Okay, this is tantalizing now. I'm like very excited.
Anytime someone makes
is tantalizing a word? I don't even.
I think so. I think tantalizing.
Titillating?
No, tantalizing.
Tantalizing. Yeah, it is a word. Okay.
The thing about words is the more you say them, the less they make sense.
Yeah, I think that's the key.
Anytime someone says the appropriate thing to do and then immediately changes their mind, take a drink.
Great. I like it.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like
I think that
sounds so many
like
good ones.
No, I think that's a good I think that's a good list there.
I think like after we've watched this movie, I'm gonna update this list because there's some good ones in there.
Okay. Well, I think we can. Well, if we should maybe do it as like a segment. So the person that is picking. Oh, so this is part of the format is that every time we do an episode, one of us picks a movie and the other one doesn't know what we're going to pick. So it's going to be a little exciting on that. And then so maybe when we have decided on the movie, we can say like this will be the drinking game.
I think that makes sense.
The optional drinking game.
Like if you're gonna watch the movie in between episodes, like you might as well up the ante.
Yeah, exactly. Make it fun. Make it an event. Make it a fun time. Get drunk. Why not?
You have to drink for the entirety of time that there is a van on screen.
Just chugging when there's a van on screen.
Yeah. Like, you're like, slow chug if you want.
Yeah. Next week we're watching Scooby-Doo. Drink every time there's a van on screen.
Or either that or
every listener is hospitalized.
Yeah. Either that or every time it cuts to a van, you have to take a drink.
Okay.
I love how none of these give anything away too.
No, it makes it maybe more excited to watch the Watch the movie. Holy shit. Oh, man.
Oh, man. That's so good.
So I think that's sort of the other thing of like the premise. It'll be probably fun movies that you'll have a laugh at. Might surprise you, but we're gonna pick whatever the fuck we want. Maybe we want to do Remains of the Day. Maybe we want to do a whole section on Ivory Merchant movies. But we won't. But
did you say Tony Merchant movies?
No, Ivory Merchant or Merchant Ivory. I didn't even get it wrong.
Merchant. I'm not sure what that is.
Well, then you're listening to the right movie podcast. Perfect. Then, because they've made a bunch of British movies. They're probably okay, but I've only watched like one of them.
All right, sweet. I'm getting so many ideas for like outrageous movies.
Oh man, I have so many ideas. And mine. The problem is like to curate them in like the right order. Like, oh, is this going to be too much of one thing, too much of this thing? You know what I mean? But I will tell you one thing: a lot of variety actually in some of my ideas and some of my picks. So it's gonna be a hell of a toboggan ride, I think.
Yeah, and I had some thoughts because initially when we talked about this, we talked about doing mostly B movies, but I've had some ideas of big popular movies that I feel like lots of people didn't watch because they didn't think it was worthwhile or they didn't think they were the right audience. But it's like you should have a look at that because it is actually funny, or it's good or interesting, or
there's definitely a lot of those. I think there's going to be some picks that are like what I like to call the hangover blockbusters. It's like ones you don't want to see in the theater, but like you're like hungover and you're like what's this shit about? And then you're like, oh, that was actually weird. I don't know why like people,
I see why
nobody watched it, but I enjoyed it.
Yeah, it's like I wouldn't go to the theater for that, but I will damn well watch it hungover.
Exactly.
In fact, I'm sad if I don't have a list of those movies myself. So or just
I almost slipped and like named a couple there. I'm like, no.
Yeah,
keep those in the bank.
That's gonna be hard. I'm gonna have to like write them down.
Yeah. I'm already making a list here.
Is there anything else that we should talk about before we send them off?
I don't think so. I think you kind of covered it all. Yeah. Like, so you went kind of on the background of your knowledge, or do you want to? Should we elaborate more on the sort of the kind of info portion of the podcast after we've watched it, and then you can be like, oh, this was made blah 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 blah, this kind of a little bit of background about it. It's up to you. I don't know. Like you kind of gave your sort of history with it, but
I gave my history with it.
Let's save that for after. So then we can get like, once you go in kind of blind, and then you can go in, and then you're like, we'll learn a little bit about the making of the movie. Or maybe we won't because we're dumb. We'll just, who cares? You probably won't learn anything, but, maybe you will. Yeah. Who knows?
Nobody's here to learn anything.
No. But, I mean,
this is essentially a book club for dumb movies.
Yeah, but we're both big nerds, so, like, we'll probably have some, like, some juicy deets, like, for the movies that we watch. So,
I'll have things on offer, but...
Yeah. So that's good. That's good, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so should we send them off?
Yeah, let's send him off. Send him off. I'm fucking stoked to watch this fucking movie.
So this week's film is Rock and Roll Nightmare. I highly recommend it. Why don't you go watch it, and then we'll be back next week with, a recap of the movie, our reactions to it. And I think at some point we should probably set up some sort of social media so other people can talk with us.
Yeah, like we'll worry about that later. And also,
who knows?
This movie might be a little bit tricky to find, but I think you can find it somewhere. YouTube. So you should be able to. That sounded terrible. It didn't work at all.
So you can find this movie on YouTube. We'll have a link to this movie in the notes, and we'll update it when the movie gets deleted.
John Micklethorpe's like, hey, this should be on YouTube. I ain't getting no kickback from that.
I should double check it.
Sounds like that.
Like half of me thinks that he uploaded it. to YouTube.
Oh, then fucking right.
Like he probably didn't, but he should have, because
it was probably a mistake to not have just like seen if we could call him and talk about the movie with him.
Well, I guess we have
maybe like we'll see like maybe if there's enough buzz, we could maybe get him on the
at a later date. Do you know what?
Yeah,
we could. Okay, because there's other movies that he's done that are also great. Which let's put a pin in that, and we're not promising any John Mickeltor. One celebrity per episode.
Exactly, only one.
Yeah.
Only one. Yeah.
And you know what? That slot's been filled right now, so
this one's taken, so we'll have to go from here. Yeah.
I'm not sure if I know any celebrities as intimately as you know Arnold.
Oh, I got a whole Rolodex full of them, so don't worry.
Okay.
I'm a big Hollywood schmoozer, as you know.
I know.
Yeah.
I mean, as it goes. All right, so go watch the movie. We'll have a link in the description, and we'll see you next week.
Yeah. This week.
This week?
Because they're gonna. It's the same episode.
I guess it's this. How is this? I guess it's gonna have to be.
Next time we'll see you next week.
Okay, yeah. So we'll do. Okay,
we'll see you.
Hold on.
Right now.
Housekeeping.
Okay.
So we're gonna do this. Yeah. So we're doing the intro for Rock and Roll Nightmare. Then we're gonna go watch it, and then come back with notes.
Yeah.
And then you're gonna queue up the movie you have in mind. Is that the idea?
At the end of this episode.
Okay.
Oh wait, yes, at the end of this. Okay. So
here's how it's gonna be. We're gonna go watch it. You're not going anywhere, and
you should have already watched it.
Yeah.
Fuck you. No. You can pause. You know, it's. The way that things work is you can pause them and then go do something. So you pause it and then go do it, watch it, and then come back.
No way, this is radio. That's got to be done in real time.
It's live. Yeah, you have to listen to it live.
Yeah, so pause right now and go watch the movie, and we'll be back in a second.
Yeah.
After these messages.
Now That's a Fucking Movie is brought to you by Old Man Jimbo's Country Cum Socks. Twice as absorbent as the other kind of cum sock. You know their famous slogan, Bren. Seaman? Never seen 'em. And we're back.
All right.
Okay.
How should we get back into this?
Well, I was just thinking there's just one thing I needed to discuss with you, and just let you know that I am the intercessor.
Oh yes, absolutely. So good. Okay, but oh my god,
so just gonna jump right in.
Just jump right in, man.
Although should we not do any spoilers yet?
I think it's a bit too early to talk about the intercessor.
Okay, no, yeah, we'll put a spoiler warning.
I feel like we need to welcome people back in.
Yeah, well, but they've already they know.
Yeah, they know.
They're listening.
They paused to what? Yeah.
Welcome back, I guess, if we want to do that.
Yeah. Welcome back. We are back. So you should have taken 2 seconds to pause this podcast, watch an hour and a half movie, and then come back to this podcast without your ADD brains taking you away to other tasks. And
exactly.
Yeah.
To watch the movie The Edge of Hell, apparently.
The Edge of Hell?
Yeah, that's like the title card that comes up.
Oh, so what?
This movie's not called Rock and Roll Nightmare. It says The Edge of Hell. Did your version?
No, I have never seen that.
Did you not rewatch it for this?
I absolutely rewatched it.
Oh, but you have a copy. I have a
VHS copy, but I watched it on YouTube for this one.
It 100% says The Edge of Hell on the YouTube version.
I wonder if that was added in by
Well, I suspect they probably. I don't know.
It's also hard to say which version on YouTube you watched.
Yeah.
Okay. So I want to start by just let's give this a little bit of an introduction. I'm actually going to take this from the YouTube channel. I was planning on writing my own, but I liked the one that was on this YouTube video. So we're just going to go with that for, just a brief summary and recap of this movie, which is Lead singer John Triton brings his band to a remote farmhouse to record a new album, and weird little beasties suddenly appear, and strange things start to happen. Band members, and their tag-along girlfriends, begin to act strangely, become less frigid, losing their accent subtly, becoming happy, etc., and vanish one by one. Soon, only John Triton remains, and he holds a secret. Not for kids.
Do they vanish one by one? I don't even think that's an accurate description of the movie.
Well, I
guess they do.
They get killed off.
I guess they do.
Murder ensues.
Yeah.
Monster murder.
Right. Yeah. There was like my brain really resisted remembering anything from the middle of this movie. I had to rewatch.
Yeah, that's fair.
Parts of it this morning. I literally was turned my head when I was eating a waffle, and it was the part where it was like the puppet regurgitating into like someone's drink, and I like almost fucking puked. Like I straight up almost puked.
Oh my God, I feel like that is one of the scenes I remember from my childhood for some reason.
I liked it. I just it was bad, really bad timing, extremely bad timing.
So in between us recording that last bit and this bit, it actually has been about a week for us. And in that time, Sean's been texting me about how bad this movie is. And before I had rewatched it, I was starting to get worried. I was like, maybe it is terrible. I haven't seen it in forever. Maybe I just remember it badly. But the whole time watching it, from like the start to finish, I had like a huge smile on my face.
There was I think I was thinking there's a big nostalgia factor for you, because like
probably
on the first watch I was like, oh boy, is this a stinker. But then at the end, we'll get to the end, but that was like completely changed my opinion. And then upon the second watch, I actually enjoyed it a lot more. I like the music. I like the music a lot. I thought that was really fun. They could trim down a lot from the fucking movie. There's a lot of nonsense that it doesn't even like matter at all. But
you know what? Yeah. After you've seen it a few times, it all matters. But because it's
I highly doubt that, Ben.
No,
considering
it's like,
the ending of the movie.
It's so good. No, it's so good. There's so many things. There's some things that I would like trim down because I'm just like, dear God, I'm sick of this. But I don't know. It might not be what other people would choose. Who's to say?
That's true. That's true.
I will say, okay, so I made some notes of things. I'm sure. Did you make notes or?
Oh, I made a hell of a lot of notes.
Do we want to go by your notes first?
Let's go by my notes first.
Yeah, because you're the new one to this.
This is so as according to your drinking game, the first solid 10 minutes is all Van. So I was wasted immediately.
I did the math on it. It's like, where did I write it down? It's like it's 4 minutes solid.
Yeah,
which is an eternity in movie time.
Yeah. So this is a section I was called drunk notes, because they're a little sometimes tough to read here. This is one point. At one point I wrote, I hate Canada and everything in it. And I'm from Canada.
This is what you felt as a reaction to this movie?
This is what I felt as a reaction to the movie.
Amazing.
I
mean, it does like remind me of the Canada we grew up in, right?
It is. I actually wrote a note somewhere here that like people may not know like how much of Canada just like looks like New Jersey, and not the nice part of New Jersey, you know, like it's all like industrial, like crappy buildings and like warehouses and shit like that, you know.
Yeah, or like I don't know, like Pittsburgh or Milwaukee.
Mm-hmm. They get the picture.
Yeah, they get the picture.
I guess it's probably like
they hate Canada.
Like, lots of Canada looks like that. And
it's not all the Rockies people.
This movie is no exception for the first bit, at least. I was worried. I was like kind of worried when I was thinking watching it. I'm like, or maybe like too many of these movies are just like kind of boring, you know. But then it kind of delivers at the end, so
yeah,
you know. Maybe
I think it changes the whole movie at the end.
Yeah. I wrote, okay, this is one thing I wrote. It's like eating a meal of disgusting slop with a real tasty dessert at the end. And I stand by that.
I think that is an accurate depiction. But eventually you know, develop a taste for the slop.
I guess you do. Maybe.
Especially just because how the dessert changes the context of everything else that's happening.
Should we just dig into that dessert now?
Yeah, let's just go there.
We're entering.
Or do you want me to go through my notes? Because like I've got a lot, and they're funny.
We're entering the spoiler zone.
Okay.
So you be warned.
So we just cut into the chase.
I wrote one note is I jumped out of my seat when the starfish showed up.
Oh, I love the starfish.
Maybe that's too soon anyway.
Okay, I want to back things up actually. I want to start from the beginning because I've got a bunch of like really short, tight notes. Okay, so first of all, the opening.
Well, I can move that around then
if
that's too soon.
Yeah. So first of all, the opening, the synth in this movie was just like
great.
I did not realize how much of how much influence I had taken from this movie. I think it was one of those things where you hold your face, you know, in one position too long, you start to like, you know, that whole old wives' tale thing. I think I made fun of this music so much for so long that it is also now my favorite. I love it.
It's good.
So much.
I would say solidly like one of the better parts of the movie.
Yeah.
I thought the kind of synthy soundtrack was good.
I feel like a remix now it could be like so amazing.
Yeah, I thought all the rock music was good. I was like kind of bopped my head to that. You know, I'm kind of like, you know, I'm kind of into that kind of like what I don't even know what you call it, like power pop, like hair metal kind of shit. So it's like
definitely like hair metal, hair rock. Yeah. It is very power pop. Like it's I've very much on the cheesy edge.
Yeah, it's in there somewhere.
But there's
someone who knows
there's some rockin' tunes. I think
there's some serious rockin' tunes. You give me energy. Oh, I have a great note for that one. It's like it's like, you make me food and stuff, and it's like, oh, so he just like literally gives you energy, like food that you convert into energy, and it's like, then you make me have a good night's sleep. It's like, wow, this is a very literal song.
Yeah. The cold open with the melted mom.
Yeah,
I loved that melted mom.
I like how someone literally had to get into that oven. So it's like I just picture somebody like in that oven being like, take 10. It's like
the skeleton thing.
Yeah, no, like when the oven's like
someone
open,
had to like
there's
climb
someone
in
the like squatting in the oven having to do that.
Also, fun note about that is the lady who played the mom and had to do that was the first AD for the rest of the shoot.
Oh, that's amazing.
She's essentially the person in charge of the actual like on set, and, like yelling at everybody to get to work.
That's pretty dope. I like that.
All right. I talked about the music. Yeah, that van, so good. 4 minutes of van. You understand why I was like, yeah, the van is a drinking game all its own.
No, yeah, that is.
It'll get you in the mood.
The one thing I wrote, the editing is not doing anyone any favors.
Oh my god. Absolutely.
It's like some of the acting could have been passable, but it's like when you just like hold on a face after they say something for 2 seconds and then someone else does something, it doesn't really help the flow of the film.
Okay, so this brings me to a point that I had found in researching this. I was like, what's the budget? How do they actually make this movie? Because I had never really looked into that before. The budget for it was about $56,000 Canadian in the 80s, which is like, it's okay.
Not insignificant.
It's not insignificant, but it's like, it's a super low budget for a movie, and especially because they would have shot that all on Super 16, which is like, that's a lot of film. And they shot the whole thing in 7 days, which for context for films, that's like insanely fast.
It's crazy.
So for context, a normal low budget film they did this, say they shot about 12 pages a day for this. That's how that math would have lined up. Mm-hmm. A normal like low budget film is about 10 pages a day. So it's kind of close. Mm-hmm. You know, like a made for TV movie that's really cheesy and looks like lame. That's usually like 3-4 pages a day. Okay. A Hollywood movie, you know, like the big blockbusters that you're used to seeing, they shoot 0.5 to 1.5 pages per day. So incredibly fast turnaround for the production on this. Like, they did not have time. And then they probably edited, like, I don't know. I assume they either edited, splicing film or just, on two beta.
Yeah.
Like, essentially cutting, like, VHS tapes together.
Yeah.
Like on old VHS players, and then had a master out. But it would have been, they would have had a spliced master at some point. So, So really quick turnaround, a lot of work to do it. I commend them for getting anything done.
Yeah, that's actually, now that I know that, and actually saying that, like, 50,000 or whatever, it sounds like a lot of money, but like in movie terms, that's like nothing. Like, you can't really make anything significant.
It goes further now because of digital technology, but the amount of film that they would have had to like shoot and process and like all that, and then the labor costs that are associated with all that, it adds up fast. Like, like this was a shoestring budget.
Yeah.
So, and all the special effects. I think for all the special effects that happen in this movie on that budget is like pretty amazing. As like terrible as they are, there was actually fun.
There was one that was like legit a good shot. Is when the guy is like opens his stomach and then like the hand rips out. Like, I thought that legit looked good.
Yeah, that was a sweet gag.
Because I was like, oh, like wait, let me think. Like, wait a minute, like. It actually did like suspend the disbelief that was actually coming out of his stomach, and then I had to like think about how they would actually do that. I'm like, oh, that was actually pretty good, considering like the rest of the ones like look like shit. Like, I mean, they're in on the joke, but like like the puppets and stuff look so goofy, but like it's great. I think it works with the movie. Like, I think once they embrace that, it's like gets way funner. Yeah,
exactly. Like if no one takes it very seriously at all, it's like, it's a lot of fun. And like, also like, that was a sweet shot of the hand coming out of the chest, but it was just like, it cuts to boob grab. Demon boob grab. That was like all built in.
I did like that there was boobs. They kept my attention a little bit. So.
All right. Yeah. I feel like, especially in that long middle.
In the 80s. Actually, well, I think the best thing, I'm sure this has been done in other horror movies, but like, there's like a lot of like 80s fucking in this movie, which I define as like very loud missionary, and then like when you're done, you're just like, oh, you flop over like immediately, like, oh, that's great, babe. Like, no, like nothing fancy. And they already established,
even when it did get fancy, it was just like loud missionary. It was just louder missionary.
I'm pretty sure they set up that like that couple like fucks loudly, and then they're like, after the arm comes out and like attacks or whatever, they're like, oh, they're at it again when she's like screaming. I'm like, I thought that was legit good. Although I'm sure like I would be shocked if they haven't done that in like another horror movie, but that was legit good. I thought that was like clever.
I do feel like that was kind of an 80s trend.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I'm like, that's too clever for this movie. I feel like they couldn't have come up with that on their own. But maybe it was. Maybe they came up with their own. But I thought that was
yeah.
Cool.
I feel like I'd seen that. I don't know. Like, I don't think that's specific to this movie.
No, I doubt. I highly doubt it. Well, actually, one of the fucking funniest things I thought. One of the things too, the quality I saw. I also like. I guess I did like this movie because I ordered the DVD. But because the quality. Ben's down.
Yes.
he wins this round. The quality on YouTube was really, really crummy, and I thought there was literally a joke that was like, they're like done fucking and the guy like rolls over. I thought it was supposed to be like a blow up doll. And I fucking laughed, and then her arms moved, and I'm like, oh no, that's a fucking woman, that's a real person. And I'm like, oh my god, okay, so this like, the quality of the video is not doing anyone any that's favors here either.
I almost wonder if we should have synchronized on what version we saw, because I actually found that like my YouTube version was better than the VHS copy that I have.
Okay, weird. I only found one version on YouTube, so and a weird like no budget sequel I also found.
Oh yeah, the no budget sequel, which
it doesn't look watchable.
No, I think I got it. I tried watching it and I just like could not even. It was just like too painful. Also, yeah, I don't know. It's like, I'm sure they had fun making it, but I don't know that I'm quite ready for it, and I've had access to it for like 20 years.
No, it's like, it's kind of below, it's kind of like, this is almost like as low as I go. Like, I don't think I can do another movie like
Though I will say, I looked into the director of this and found other films by him, and that's actually like really enticing. So he did another film after this called Black Roses, which is like a very similar idea of just like, you know, rock band and the supernatural. But in that one, it's like rock band comes to like a conservative small town, and the parents are like, we don't want them here. They're going to wreck things. And then they're like, we're not so bad. And then it turns out they're just demons. So
it's got a theme, kind of a theme going.
Yeah,
here.
Could be rad. I don't know. It'd be worth checking out.
Should we get into the real spoilers of the...
Okay, hold on. I actually have a bunch of things to go through. Like at one point, I think Phil, the manager, yells Mazel Tov while they're doing a cheers. It's like, I don't...
like, his accent gets a little... kind of goes all over the place.
Oh wait, are you the bass player or the manager?
The manager, the guy who's like supposed to be Australian.
No, I think that's the bass player. No, it's the drummer. It's the drummer. Yeah, he's like supposed to be Australian. Clearly isn't. Also, yeah, the accent like sounds British half the time.
It does.
I think it was.
And they're like why are we coming to Canada? And then they're like clearly Canadian, and it's like, why did they even bother putting that in?
Because
it was broader appeal, I guess.
Because people are only starting to accept Canada as a destination in movies,
as a country.
Yeah, like now. It's like, how many Mission Impossible movies have just been Vancouver?
Yeah, that's true. They always like don't want it to. Yeah, I guess that's true.
Yeah, and it's like, you know, now Disney has a movie that's set in Canada, and so people are like, Canada's a place.
Yeah, it's real. We're really having a moment now, I guess.
Yeah. But yeah, that bass player, that accent was amazing, and does go away finally once he becomes a demon or his true self. So maybe that's just, you know, a metaphor for all of us.
Yeah. That's what I want to get into, is like when the reveal happens. Because I think the rest of the movie is trash, to be honest.
All right, fine. Let's go to it. Let's get into it. It's so good.
Actually, no, it's not trash. Like when they're playing their songs, I'm like, that's fun, and then it's like, I don't know. Anyway,
actually, let's go to the reveal. Let's talk about it, because it informs the rest of the movie. I shouldn't say
that I think the movie is trash. Maybe I'll cut that out, because it's like I did enjoy a lot of.
It's trash. That's why we're here.
I did enjoy a lot of stuff about it, but it's like when they like I was like, I think I was texting you when I was watching it, and I'm just like, I just can't believe that this is gonna like redeem itself in the end. And you're like, just wait till the end. Just wait till the end. And I'm just like, I just can't see it. And boy, does it ever.
Nice.
That is one hell of a reveal at the end.
Oh my god, it's so good.
I mean, the devil thing is revealed. It's revealed that John Micklethorpe's character is an angel? ?
Yeah,
and also he's wearing a studded speedo and studded like armbands. And there's demonic starfish being thrown at him while this like rock music plays.
Even the speech he gives in the reveal is just like perfect, like chef's kiss.
It's great.
It's so good. Great. He's like, you know,
hair is blowing in the wind.
Yeah, exactly. Like, to go from the bub to like Beelzebub.
The bub
also known as.
Was bub a thing that just like Canadians said back in the day?
I think Canadians said bub a lot, right? Because Wolverine
says bub.
I feel
Wolverine
like
says bub. That's his catchphrase.
Yeah, like I remember like old family members using the term bub.
Yeah, I guess it was a thing. Huh?
Right? Like, especially like probably more rural, I don't know, maybe Eastern Canada? Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe Western Canada. I feel like it was more of a thing than it is now. Like, nobody says bub. I mean,
nobody says bub now other than Wolverine. But
yeah. Although I feel like my like 8-year-old called me bub the other day, which took me back. Maybe it'll make its comeback. It's good. It's good.
The my favorite shot of the entire movie is like he's circling the devil, and it's like his foot backsteps his foot, and then it cuts to the devil's feet, and the crude devil's feet do the same backstep. I was like, Oh, I'm done. You did it. You did it. You fucking did it. After, especially, I think that's right around the demon starfish. I was like, you fucking did it. I'm sold now. That was when I think I'm like, okay, I'm gonna buy this, because it's like that just like makes it. Like,
I hope all that money
like,
you spent goes right to John Thor. Like,
I hope so. I truly hope so. Well, it's also too like the tone completely changes at that part, because there's one, it's like a joke where he like leans over and it's like, ew, like some monster or like a little puppet or something flies over his head.
Yeah.
And it literally makes that sound, ew. And it's like there's no kind of overt comedy. I mean, there is comedy, like comedic lines, but there's no overt comedy till that point. And then it's like so silly and so self-aware and so goofy, and it's like, why wasn't this the whole movie? Like you had these puppets and you had that outfit, like it should have been an hour of him in that outfit and the devil like going at it.
It's like, that's how it should have started.
Well, like, no, just like maybe the third act. Also, they needed like a human for him to fight. That was the other flaw, because he can't really fight these like rubbery things. So yeah, if there was like a human for him to wrestle,
was it a flaw or was it perfect?
It was good. It would just add something. Well, I got our guest on the line.
Oh.
And I think you might have a few things to say about this movie. And
perfect. I look forward to talking with them.
Hey guys, how's it going?
Good. How are you, Arnie?
I'm doing great, actually. This movie I was not too sure about. I was watching it and I'm, where's the muscles? I don't see any muscles. There's no muscles.
Yeah, but
they do it. There's a guy in the mirror with his flabby muscles making an impression of me. I couldn't believe it.
What about the sex scene when all the muscles came out? Right, the shower sex scene.
That was all right. That was the first time I saw some muscles.
Mm-hmm. But then at the like climax, there's so many good muscles.
That made my day. That's where the juicy muscles came out.
Okay, so what are your thoughts on the movie, Mr. Schwarzenegger?
It was okay. I thought his Terrace Major looked like a Terrace Minor.
What?
I was talking about his physique. I'm talking about the physique.
Oh, okay. Man. His physique, yeah.
He needs to get a bit more pump, bulk up a little bit, and then cut. He'd do okay, but I liked him. I liked him in the movie.
Mm-hmm.
He's Quadratus Lamborn was okay.
If we were to reboot this movie, would you come back and star in it?
Come out of retirement.
Yeah, come out of retirement. Are you still keeping the muscles up?
Oh, I keep the muscles up, man. I keep the muscles up.
All right.
Got to keep them up all day.
We can put you in that bikini and you can fight a animatronic demon.
It'd be great. I'd love it.
I would love that.
Get rid of John Thor's B- muscles and get my S tier muscles up in there, and it'd be a massive hit. It'd be a massive success.
All right, let's do it.
Yeah, okay.
I think with your name we can get some funding.
Talk to my agent and I guess whoever owns the rights to this movie.
It's probably John Thor.
I know it probably is him. Oh great! Oh, now I gotta go. Well, whew. That was something else.
That was something else. Oh yeah, so one thing about this movie, when you're in that period when I was worried about how you were taking the movie and you weren't liking it. It's that's all I'd heard, and I was worried, and I was like, man, I love this movie. I named a pet after this movie. I had a cat named Old Scratch.
Here's the thing. I wrote down my notes somewhere, but I can't find it. But it's I feel like these movies take on a special quality when they're just some weird VHS you found.
Mm-hmm.
But in the age of the internet, it's when you kind of have access to all these old B movies and stuff. It's kind of just one among many. But honestly, it has grown on me quite a bit. and I think, like I said, I ordered the DVD, so it's I think it was just, you know, these movies sometimes just the acting and the scenes that don't mean anything. Cool. This is the other thing. We also revealed that everything is being an illusion at the end, and none of it has been real.
Yeah.
And it's been a thing to trap the devil.
Yeah.
Here's an advice to wannabe screenwriters. Don't include that in a story. That's a really, really bad story device. Because it means I watched it for no reason. It's like not good.
Or
it's really stupid.
Or rewatching it, you're watching John Michael Thor play the devil. Right? It's all a bunch of traps. You know the best way to defuse a trap, right? First step is to know that the trap exists. What the second step is still a mystery, then.
But also, then he's at the graves of his friends. So I don't think they're clear about even the plot of the movie.
No, I think he was at the graves of like the family that died in the cold open.
Oh, huge reveal.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
Maybe this does warrant multiple viewings.
It's a bit about vengeance, right? Because he's like, that family was killed, and he's like, devil's there. I got to take care of some business. Got to set up some shadows. Got to like set up a trap for the devil and lure him in with some like fake sin.
All right, you know, I think I'm gonna, when I get the DVD in 6 to 8 months, I'll give it another watch. And maybe we'll have some fresh takes on it.
Yeah.
I think,
do you know what?
I think it's just I'm definitely 100%. I don't like B movies as much as you do. Mm-hmm. And that's, you know, just a thing. Mm-hmm. I still can get some enjoyment out of them. But yeah, that's why we talk about movies, so we can discuss them. And we might not have the same opinion on things.
Yeah, exactly.
But, I think it is should be up there in the pantheon of great bad movies.
I think it's absolutely up there.
Yeah.
Because it's also like, I've watched a lot of bad movies, and a lot of them just really are not watchable.
No, this one has like some real,
just watchable enough. Like it's well, actually, this is something I think if this was like a thriller style, like short film lead up to a music video, every fucking buddy on earth would know what this is. Like, I think having it be like an hour and a half movie is like not doing it any favors. It's just like, it's too much of a slog for the juicy parts, you know? Like, yeah.
But boy, the juicy parts are real juicy. I gotta tell you that.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I thought this would be a fun segment. Do you have any ideas of like what an alternate title could be for this film?
Oh, an alternate title?
Yeah.
That's hard because I feel like the title is so perfect. But
I have one.
Okay, go for it.
The Beelzebub Hubbub.
I think that's good. I think it would maybe give away a bit too much about.
True. Yeah, Rock and Roll Nightmares is pretty good. Yeah,
it's so good. Like, that is such a great name for a movie.
That's why they probably changed it from The Edge of Hell.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, The Edge of Hell.
Like
screenplay by John Michael Thor.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I guess I have to send my criticisms his way of his questionable choices.
I bet he was just like, I got a week, just gonna write this thing.
I'm sure. Yeah,
this thing writes itself.
Writes itself.
It's famous, you know.
Yeah.
Like, if
well, but now that I know the twist, that it's like,
I don't know,
revenge for the I'm like, maybe this is like, no, it's still not good. I think I stand by my original. Well, whatever. I guess it's like maybe it's fun because if it was just a straight up like story about people, you know, going into the, you know, this farmhouse and just getting picked off by demons, it's like that's like any horror movie. To have it all be a fabrication of an angel in sparkly speedos, maybe it's genius.
A great title for it, a great alternative title for it would be The Intercessor.
Intercessor Sex Party.
Intercessor Sex Party would also be a great 80s name for a movie.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah. The crudeness of the devil was quite fun.
It was so good. And just like the fact that you had to like watch John Mickle Thor be so serious against like a paper mache devil.
Yeah.
Was so good.
It was great. He's actually, you know what? I was thinking like, at one point I wrote, he's kind of beautiful. and at another point I wrote, he has kind of like good charisma. He actually has like some real star power.
Oh, I think he could have been good in the right circumstances.
100%. And he sells it like as like angel character like quite well, I thought.
Yeah, I thought that scene was really where his like performing really
it shines.
It shines. It comes out. That's like
and actually like he like makes every other actor in the movie look bad in that scene.
Yeah, exactly.
Like there's one where like a woman says a joke and she like fucks it up and they use that take. Like it's kind of shocking. Like some of the choices. Anyway.
There wouldn't have been choices. They probably.
I guess they just had to go by.
They're probably like, "This is your line. Say it.
Say it. We're done.
We're done. Moving on." Like two takes max, probably.
Yeah. Yeah, my brain like really resisted trying to remember anything from the middle part of this movie. So
I think that's fair. The first time I watched it, I was falling asleep.
Yeah, no, it was really fucking boring.
Like I think during the sex scenes, I was like passing out, and then like But once it hits, I was just like awake, and I was like,
it kind of
this
like
is the best thing ever.
It picks up a little bit right before the intercessor reveal. So I'm like, okay, this is kind of fun now, and then the reveal is just like the fucking starfish, man. The fucking starfish. I leapt out of my seat when the starfish made an appearance. I was like, now we're talking. Now we are fucking talking. Because then it knows what it is. Like, there's no way they looked at this and like, oh, these starfish look amazing. They're like, no, they look like shit, but it makes the movie like so much fun.
Yeah, and they're just catch. Yeah,
the movie
starfish.
should have been more of that. Like that. That's like the one thing, because like they had those puppets there, you know, like.
Yeah.
I guess it was just easier for them to just do scenes of the dialogue and stuff or whatever. Who knows?
Yeah, probably.
It's hard to make a movie.
I also kind of wonder if they shot all those parts first and then ran out of time.
I wonder. It is. Yeah. It's. Yeah.
Those are the most heavily produced parts of the film.
Yeah.
And it's highly possible that they're just like, let's just get this out of the way. We don't need any of the cast.
Yeah.
Let's get the cast in for 2 days.
Yeah. Yeah. Fair enough. Yeah.
And one day we'll just be filming a van.
Yeah. One day it's just all van. They really could have used that. They could probably just use one shot of the van and then like, I don't know.
No, it cuts to different angles.
I know, it's good. It's good.
It's so good. I think they're just like, we need this to be 90 minutes and we're short. Let's go shoot a van.
Actually, the van I was the least of my worries. So yeah.
I just remember the first like few times watching that van, or I don't know. Actually, no. Every time that van comes on, it's so infuriating. Like I just get so angry with that van.
Like it's got that kind of it's like weirdly I don't know why that didn't bother me. The rest of the movie did, but the van because it's like them driving up to the hotel in that movie The Shining.
Yeah,
it's like that. It's like you gotta
probably exactly.
It's probably exactly what they're trying to accomplish, and get some sweet minutes on the.
Yeah. Let's build the tension.
Yeah, let's build the tension.
God, yeah, I never put that together, but that is likely exactly what they're going for.
Well, because it's also got the ominous music too.
Yeah.
See, I'm a smart film critic.
It's also like a movie I don't think I've ever seen all the way through.
I have a long time ago. It's a good movie. It's a really good movie. So have you kind of dived into everything you want to talk about on this?
Let's see.
This film. I think I'm through all my notes.
I think one thing that I would love to do as a revisit to this is when we do a live.
Oh, maybe that.
I think this would be a perfect live review where we can just like heckle it on the fly.
That'd be fun.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So I think that's all I have to say about that at this present moment. I could go on forever, but
yeah, but we kind of we gotta
move on.
Once we're talking longer than the actual movie, then it's gonna be an issue. I like to, keep it to a reasonable length.
There's a lot to dissect.
Yeah, there was.
So do we want to introduce the next movie?
Sure.
And by we, I do mean you.
Yeah. Are you excited?
I'm
Ben?
so excited.
All right. I'm
really looking forward to what you're having me watch.
So next week we're going from a rock and roll nightmare to a rock and roll nightmare. We're going to be watching 2015's punk rock thriller Green Room. And I'm not sure. I don't think you've ever seen it. I
think I have seen it.
Oh, well then that's great. But I thought it
would be, let's do it.
Let's do it.
That was a good movie.
I saw it very randomly and I thought it was great, and everyone I've talked to has not seen it. So I thought it was a perfect one for the podcast and for that rock and roll nightmare line.
Absolutely.
I got a great guest lined up.
All right.
Real big surprise.
Do you have a brief, can you give us a brief rundown of what the movie is and what we should expect?
I'd rather you go in pretty blind. It's about a punk rock band touring in Oregon, I believe. I'd rather leave the rest up to the viewer, because I went in completely blind, and this movie scared the shit out of me. And the drinking game, I figured, is drink every time someone says the name of a band or the name of a song. I think that's good.
Yeah.
And drink every time you're about to have a heart attack, because this movie is super harrowing. So yeah, the disclaimer that it's not for the kiddos.
Yeah, I think it's definitely a bit of a violent movie. It's thriller, yes. I think, is inaccurate.
No, it's just about a band traveling around.
Oh yeah, it's a gentle music documentary about a folk band. Yeah,
it's like I literally thought it was going to be just like a hardcore logo type thing, and I'm like, oh, this is interesting. And I was very wrong.
I think I had seen trailers for it for a long time before I saw it.
Yeah. Also, not to be confused with Green Book.
Oh, yeah. Or the Green Knight.
Or the Green Knight. Don't confuse the green.
Yeah, the Green Book.
Me, the Green Room. It took me a while to realize it's like a green room where the band goes before they perform.
Yeah, where they go to chill.
Yeah, I was like, I just thought it was like about a green room. I didn't know what the.
Yeah. Just a weird decorating choice.
What is up with this green room?
This decor is unbecoming.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I look forward to it. We're going to go watch it, and we will see. Well, we won't see anyone, but you'll hear us next week or right away if you're just having podcasts on repeat. We're going to figure out where the hell this show is going to go and be set up. And that'll all be solved by the time you listen to any of this.
Yeah, by the time they know where it is, they'll already have it on their podcast thing. So we're just talking nonsense.
Yep.
Look for us on all the podcast things.
Hopefully that worked out. If not, you'll have found this on our hard drives after we've mysteriously passed away.
Yeah. And I don't know. How should we sign it off?
I think bye.
And always remember this. You give me energy. Energy.
You make me stronger every day. I know. I was
that song is actually pretty ripping. Did they have an actual band?
Yeah, it's an actual band.
But what is it? It's not Triton or whatever. What is it?
It was Thor and the Tritons.
Thor and the Tritons. Oh, okay. I'll have to. I'm gonna Google them and listen to their fucking tunes.
Yeah, we probably should have brought that up. Also, one last minute postscript.
Everyone's watched the movie, so they'll...
One last minute postscript is there's a great documentary called I Am Thor that I highly recommend. And it's about John Mickle Thor's life. And it's really fascinating. It starts with his early days. It talks about him as a bodybuilder. It talks about him as like a stripper server.
That's amazing.
Yeah, because he used to spend time as a stripper.
And I can totally see it because he's got that like Magic Mike vibe.
Yeah, totally.
But like 80s style, you know.
Yeah, and then it like goes to like his older years, and then he's like ready to retire, and then he gets called to go to play a show in like Norway.
Oh yeah,
and it's super rad to watch. I highly recommend it. Thor.
It's like searching for Sugar Man, but with like a large blonde Canadian man.
Exactly. All right, go watch the movie. We'll talk to you next time.
Yeah, watch it. Green Room. See you later.